See if we still can connect with this shit.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Sloan Letter. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Rob Bot, y'all. We came on to talk to you about what would happen after the earthquake. Remember, we did a tape a while back called "What Would Happen After the Eclipse," and so now we leading up to that point because that was the opening of the sixth seal, right? That was the opening of the sixth seal. So we leading up into that point of Revelations chapter 16, where it says that there was a great earthquake like never before. And this is the year, we getting close to that year because the dude named Al Bielek said that when they went, when during the Philadelphia experiment, this was in 1943, right? When they did, and I think they did the Philadelphia experiment, right? They had got some technology from Tesla, right? And they had used this technology. Tesla was a Venerian, right? These Venerians came here and offered a lot of technology to the government. The government got the technology, and just the military complex kept most of it, and they won't put it over to the public, like free energy, like magnetic motors. Some people that's intelligent enough, or some extraterrestrials have told regular humans have sent telepathic information. Some of them were bad guys. Some bad guys, right? Sent telepathic information to civilians, and certain civilians have built certain things in their garage that just generate free energy. So that's going around too, like that dude that created a machine that pulls water out of the air, right? So you know about that. But leading up to we're going into Revelation chapter 16, where we are leading up to that great earthquake. But Al Bielek, 1943, the Philadelphia experiment, to make a long story short, they end up getting tossed into the future, they was trying to create invisibility. Well, they was trying to create stealth, and then they created more than just stealth. When they flipped this machine on, it actually created a time warp or opened a time vortex, right, in 1943. And Al Bielek states that he was in 2025, right, and in 2025, some kind of calamity or earthquake happened during that time. That's what Al Bielek had said a while back when he had got through into the future, right? And he also said that he went into 2021, and then he goes into he ain't seen no new. Well, he ain't said nothing about he ain't seen no New Year's, but it just was funny how that 2021 when once he got to 2050 of how he started telling the storyline. But he goes on to say in the storyline at 2025 that around that time some kind of great earthquake happened, the same kind of earthquake that Revelation 16 mentioned. And not only Al Beelich, it's another guy named Billy Myers, who y'all probably know about Billy Myers. Billy Myers is the guy with Ashtar Command that Ashtar Command was in contact with Sanjay's Sheeran's daughter was supposed to be in contact with Billy Myers over in Switzerland, right? And they even came down and landed, let him shoot one of their laser pistols. We got videos on that too on Ashtar Command in the different extraterrestrial playlists, right? But uh but Billy Myers said that Ashtar Command let him get on their ship and they time jump. Now we can believe that part because Doc said that they time jumped and went back and influenced Yakub and they influenced Hitler, right? So Ashtar Command is known for jumping time. They galactic criminals, man. They criminals. They known for jumping time, right? So we can believe that that Billy Myers got took up on their ship and they took him to 2025 back during this time. This right here had to be what, the 80s, 70s when they were messing with Billy Myers, I think. Maybe older than, maybe before that, right? I can't remember the exact time frames that it was that they was dealing with Billy, right? But Billy Myers said they took him into 2025 and he took pictures of California, an earthquake happening in California around 2025. He took pictures of it off the Ashtar Command craft. They let him take pictures. So that's another reference going to somebody saying, "Oh, something happened around 2025 to the California area with the San Andreas Fault." Now, keep in mind they already got they got supposedly they built nuclear plants like right on these faults in San Andreas Fault. And then it goes on to say, matter of fact, I got it right here. And keep in mind, I ain't no prophet. So don't go off telling nobody I'm a prophet. I ain't no prophet. I'm just, we're just doing the analogies. I ain't no prophet. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be no goddamn false prophet. You know what I'm saying? I don't do no prophesizing. We just quote what we just go along with the flow. Right? It says right here, this is Revelation 16. And it says, this is 18 right here, Revelation 16:18. Get your grandma King James Version of the Bible out, man. That's what we at right now. Right? Revelations, the Injil. 16:18, it says, and there was a voice and a thunder and lightning, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since man was up on earth. So mighty and of an earthquake and so great. 19. And the great city was divided into three parts, right? Because if you look at the San Andreas Fault, the great city is talking about is United States or America. Because it's going to go on to say this great Babylon, right? Because America is New Babylon, right? So it goes on to say, and this city of the nations fell, and great Babylon came into remembrance before God, right? To give up unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of her wrath. Now check this out. The cup, because remember America dropped two nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right, in Japan, right? So part of that cup of the God remembering what happened, that's part of what he remembered. He remembered how they dropped them two bombs on Hiroshima and wiped out dogs, cats, children, everybody. Innocent people got took out when they dropped that bomb. You don't think so? You don't think they took a whole country out for one dictator dude sitting in the office? Man, he pissed off and he really I believe they set the Japanese up to make it look like they hit him up in Pearl Harbor. I believe they set the Japanese up some kind of way. Like it was a manipulation, Rothschild, Black Hand background. You already know Cat's Paw background going on that, right? That Pearl Harbor thing. But just look at this. How many innocent souls was destroyed? Well, not destroyed because you can't destroy the soul, but how many innocent people, living, breathing people, from dogs, cats, rats, and everything that got took out in that explosion that they ain't even had nothing to do with it. That to drop that type of technology on somebody, that's only a devil would do that, right? Unless they contaminated the whole place, like Enlil and them said about Sodom and Gomorrah. they contaminated. They dropped the bomb. They dropped the nuclear bomb on Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. Man, it was people in Japan that turned into a pillar of salt. Because once that nuclear blast, just from the flash, you could get took out just from looking at the flash. But the flash went out, boy. And once that flash went out, boom! The people that they got turned into ash on their feet. And God remembered it. See, God ain't forgot about that. See, that's why when Cain bust Abel in the back of the head, right? Cain and Abel, right? That's mighty funny because a cane is something that a disabled person use. Ain't that right? A cane, a disabled person use a cane, right? So that's mighty funny that Cain bust Abel in back of the head. And then when his blood cried out. See, God remember his blood cried out. See, them people blood is still crying out from the ground in Japan from what America did. And that's part of that cup. That's part of that cup that God remember. And so now he finna serve after this earthquake, right? After that earthquake, then somebody hit them with a nuclear blast. Somebody hit America with a nuclear blast right after that. I'm telling you, man. Soon, because they're gonna say, oh, they weak. They've been weakened. Once that whole 1/3 of that whole city fall off, man, that's gonna be devastating. They're gonna put us in a cripple. It might knock power out and everything. It might knock a whole bunch of shit out with that earthquake falling off, and then people panicking and rushing this way. The grid being thrown off. That's gonna probably hit America for a second, and that's gonna be the best time for the suckers who like to kick people when they down, like the Russians and Chinese. To boom, let's hit them. Let's hit them while they hurt. Right now, I'm thinking they're okay, but this is the thing though. China might see some stuff too, because if a big ass chunk fall off into the ocean like that, that's gonna send a tidal wave to China, a nice little size too, as well. Yeah, but it's a couple cats, and it goes on. If you read it close, it goes on to allude to the fact about mystery that all of these cats get gathered together. Let's go back, because before the earthquake, check this out. See, it's gonna already be a some kind of war brewing, because it goes into if you go back before the earthquake happens in Revelation 16:18. But if you go back before the earthquake, let's go back a little bit before the earthquake, where it says in 16, it says, we go back to 15, it says, behold, I come as a thief. It's talking about Yeshua, right? Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see him, his shame, right? Blessed he is keep his garment, right? That's like the garment is the garment of righteousness. It's the garment, it's the people that do right, that walk in the light of right, right? So blessed is that guy blessed, that walk in righteous name's sake. Because it said, blessed, if you go back in I think it's in John, it says, blessed is he that is prosecuted for righteous name's sake, right? So that connects with that part where it says the one that he blessed because he walketh with the garment of righteousness. That garment is that pure white garment that they go on to talk about in I think it's in 21, 22, that the saints had on. Right? They had washed their sins in the blood of the Lamb, right? Get into that, right? But so at least he walked naked, right? And they see his shame. And then it says, and he gathered together, and he gathered them together in a place called, in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon, the battle of Armageddon. Now we can get into the metaphorical thing on that. Some people saying, "Oh, that's already happened." The battle of Armageddon already happened. Yeah, it's already happened because we on a time belt, but it hadn't happened in this time frame. It's already happened. All of this stuff already happened because we on a time belt. And we can get into that too. We got classes on that too. Go get that tape called "Is It Real or Real?" REAL or REEL. Right? Go get that tape. But so it's gonna be some kind of, and then we got Trump in there. Trump is into, talking about blowing guys off into space. He into that. He in the, I got the nuclear football. He into that type of thing. Right? So don't be surprised if some kind of war start brewing here coming up, like soon, between somebody, America and somebody. Somebody overseas getting into it. Right? And then it all leads up to some kind of world war. I think Armageddon is synonymous with World War III is really already going on, but I think it's synonymous with the totality of World War III, the totality of it, like the ending peak, the like it started right, so it's building up, right? It started like the World War III started right, and it's building up to this peak, and that peak where it hit the threshold, that's Armageddon. That threshold is Armageddon of World War III, right? That's what I think. That's just my perspective, right? But that's before the earthquake. But I think that when the earthquake happened to this great city, the other countries that don't like that country is going to seize that opportunity to kick a guy in the balls while he down. If you got a guy down, like my granddaddy used to say, if you got a guy down, keep him down. You got a man on the ground. You fighting a man, and you got that man down on the ground. Keep him down on the ground. That's my granddaddy. Keep that man down. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but for some people that think that you a bully, and then they see you hurt, and then they see it they see this as an opportunity to take advantage of the sleeping giant, because the sleeping giant being crippled with this natural disaster. That's gonna be crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, is it real or real? We got a tape called "Is It Real or Real?" It's in the Ascension Manual playlist. Somebody says we already had. Uh, okay, well, let me. Somebody said we already had Armageddon, and Yahshua has his 1,000 years to reign. In the book of Revelations, it says after that 1,000 years of reign, Satan gets to rule for a short period. We are in that short period. I can believe it. I can say that we in that short period. We at the, like I say we at. I think that it's been already going on, but I think we at the peak of it, like the end part of it. Like it's been going on because like in their time, one day is 1,000 years. These guys that we're dealing with, right? These guys got a much broader time. So when we talking, I'm thinking that it already started. Like World War III already started, but the peak of it, the end top, well, where they all get down in one spot in battle. I'm thinking that's the what they refer to as the Armageddon, like the end of all ends, the battle of all battles. So I'm thinking that this is gonna be the battle of the end of the end, like Armageddon, like I think it's the word, right? But like I think what they trying to get over to us is that this is the end of the battle. Like this is the ultimate end. Because now Yahshua will come back. He come back in white. He riding the horse. You know what I'm saying? We can get into it. He come back. He battle these guys. This is the final get down. Ain't that? This is the end of the end. This is where Satan take his take the blow, right? Take his final blow and get down on his knees and say who the Most High God is, right? That's why he bowed down and get on his knees. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna get down. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, look, you get ready. It says everybody gonna get down and bow. That's what it said. So even old Luke gonna get his behind down. I think that part going after Genesis, Revelation chapter 16 is the part where old Luke got to get down on his knees. You know what I'm saying? He finally going down, get down and say what it is. Say what he put some respect on Yahshua's name. He get down on his knees and he put some people like Jesus, right? He put some respect on Jesus' name, right? When he at that part, Revelations 16 going into 17, right? But that great earthquake, and like I said, it goes on to talk about different false prophets and all that before that earthquake, I think. But the thing is, man, they some people teach that Muhammad was the last prophet, right? Muhammad Rasulullah was the last prophet. But so I ain't no prophet, right? I ain't no prophet. I'm just a guy that just read the Bible and just do my own brainstorming, man, with logical sense. It says, we'll take some questions when we get out of it because we got to get ready. We got about 10 minutes. It says, why it won't let me see that comment? It says, okay, where America's in the scripture? America in the scripture is Mystery Babylon, the Great Babylon. Now, but that's include America is not just that's inclusive with not just America, right? Because America is a part of a three-armed conglomerate: London, the Vatican, and DC. See, that's what the Babylon is. The Babylon is the three-head conglomerates, right? But so America really is not America. It's really United States Corps. If you want to get more technical, it's really United States Corps, not America, right? If you want to really get because America, we classify America as the land, which is really they translated it out of Tamari. Tamari is Inanna. Yeah, in a minute. They translated it out to Inanna, right? Tamari, Mary, right? All right, but we're talking about United States Corps in connection with London, with the 1 square mile in London, in connection with the Vatican, which gives you that tri city, the 3 stars. That's that Mystery Babylon, that system, right? So that's when we say that great city, that Mystery Babylon. But in reference to the landmass and that earthquake, that when you say Great Babylon, you're talking about United States, this land, because the San Andreas, it connects with the San Andreas Fault. That's how we make that connection, right? It says they are. Why won't let me see the bottom? They shut up. Yeah, man. So it says, should we move to the 4 corners? Which, yes, that's a good. The 4 corners is a safe zone. Like I say, some of these areas are good pickup areas because UFOs can come there without having a. It's hard to come to lowlands for them to fly over lowlands. Low valley lands disrupt the magnetic gravity of their ship, so they like to fly over highlands. So highlands like going up into Atlanta and these areas like that, upstate New York, it's easy pickups. And also mountains protect you from radiation. Yeah, the Trilateral Commission, yeah, it's all them different groups about to get ready to de facto into the one world order. If they try to move fast with that one world order. Yeah, if you remember your dreams, it's a message to you. That's right, Cherry Bay. Shout out to Baby Kids. Hey, that's to TV, man. That sound about right there. That's a good analogy. Cause or they could, them guys, the guys that got the black hand, white glove guys. You know how they like to do? They like to throw the rock, and then they say, "Oh, he did it. We ain't do it. He did it. I run did it. We ain't kill him. I run did it." Right? But they really did it. They backdoored him. That's gonna be hard to do, man, because that boy Trump got a tight. He run a tight show, man. He don't let he crowd the people that's on his crew. It ain't gonna be nobody on his crew that sell him out. So it's gonna be hard. If he find out you crossed him on his crew, man, I'm telling you, man. Man, look, you might not know. Trump got a little mafia in him. Man, look, if Trump find out you crossed him on his crew, man, he say take that boy back and stone him. Man, you don't remember? Look, back in the day, man, half of y'all women couldn't live during this time. It used to be a dude named Alaramba, right? Alaramba created a code called the code of Alaramba. We got tapes on it, right? In the Hebrew files, right? It's called a code of Alaramba. Man, look, you come to Alaramba, if you tell on somebody and then they come to find out that it didn't stick, take that boy back and stone him. Right? Take that boy back and stone him, man. That was their favorite line. That was Alaramba's favorite line was take that boy back and stone him. You remember what you ever seen that movie New Jack City? And then when they caught Chris Rock as Pookie telling on everybody else, right? And they said, take that boy back and do whatever to him, right? So that's how. And matter of fact, that's really funny because Nino Brown and G Money is a synopsis of Bill and Nanar. Nanar was and Bill was brothers, right? Enlil's sons, and they both look just like G Money, and G Money looked like Bill, and Nino looked like Nanar, right? And I'm telling you, man, a lot of this might go over your head, and they used to say, take that boy back and stone him. I remember, man, take that boy back and stone him. Boy, when you heard this, like a certain feeling came over you. And today, it's like, take that boy back and shoot him. Take him out back and shoot him up and then bury him, right? That's that type of thing. These boys had that type of mentality. The Halaramba now. We stole somebody's shit, they threw him in the river. If he couldn't swim and he drowned, boom, that was his fate. You know what I'm saying? If you accuse him of you accuse a dude of breaking in your house, and they threw him in the river, and he could swim, and he made it out, they burn he take your house and your wife and all your kids, you know what I'm saying? All your belongings after that, because you accused him and he can swim. See, you know what I'm saying? That shit was so crazy, right? The cold out of Rumba, right? But take that boy back and stone him. That was their favorite line, man. So take that boy back and we better get back into that though. We better start taking boys out back and stone them. You get caught playing the games. You get caught playing games. We're gonna take that boy out back and stone him. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. We ain't playing no more games. No more infiltration by Coatel Pro operations. We're gonna run the same show y'all run. We better get up out of here though, because we got to go drop this boy off. So hey, peace and love and harmony. Wadu, we'll be back. We love y'all. Never have it been made so clear.